Greetings, Earth enthusiasts. If you ever wondered about the incredible perspectives our planet has to offer from high above, you're in the right place. I am Dr. Clive Coetzee, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this captivating journey into the world of remote sensing. Welcome. And please remember to like, subscribe to, and share this video. Thank you.
To access the Google Engine Code Editor, you simply just click or go to the platform button and you click on the code editor. That will open a new site. And the page will look something like this. That's why it's important when you have time to familiarize yourself with the code editor as it indicated in the overview page of the engine. So, as an introduction to the editor, you'll see there is a search place where you can search, and this is where you're going to search for your data sets. Remember, I spoke about the tags, that each data set has specific tags. If you go to this data set again, you'll see there's the tags. And if you enter the tags there, you will get a list of all the matches of that specific tag in terms of the data sets. I tend not to really use it. I tend to rather use the snippet in terms of getting access to the data set. Nonetheless, it is an option available. Importantly, you've got then following three windows. The middle window is where you're actually going to code to get access to the images and the data, etc., etc. So this would be the site where you code, and as I said, you can simply just, if you remember, if you go into the data set and you have the code, you can simply just copy and you can simply just paste the standard code within this context, and you just basically then have an option to save that code. You can run the code and reset. It's not very seldomly used. You can save, as I said, you can run. But as I said, this code will give you just a general entry into that data set or into those images. And you can then adapt this code for your specific purposes. Yeah, so you can just copy and paste that code into this specific window. On the right-hand side, yeah, just remember to always save the code, and then second of all, to run the code. Run basically means you execute the code. On your right-hand window, there is three tabs. The first tab is your inspector. That is, if you click on any place in your image, it will give the statistics or the data or the description on this one. So inspector is basically you click on a place and it will give you the latitude, the long and the lat, the zoom level, the scale, etc., etc. So any place where you click on your satellite or your map or your when you have an image displayed, you click and it will give you some information about that specific place where you clicked. Then you've got the console. Now the console would be a list of where your code itself. If you have problems or if the code is faulty, it will indicate that. If you have graphs or tables, it will indicate that in the console. So console is really important in that it basically indicates everything that you are executing when you're running your code. Task would be when you instruct the code editor to upload, let's say, shapefiles, or when you instruct the editor to print images or to save images or to upload images, etc., etc. So that's where you instruct the code editor to do certain things. The console is the output of the code editor when you run that specific code. An inspector is, as his word say, if you want to go and have a look at it. You can display your image, either your background, either as a map or as a satellite image, either one of the two that you can display. And you can basically move your map to find your place of interest. Let's say I'm sitting close to Cape Town, so I want to zoom into the area that I am working from, which is called Saldanha here on the west coast of South Africa. Simply using your mouth, keeping your um, left click and holding it in, you can move the image, or and using your scroll, you can either zoom in or you can zoom out. Now on your left hand side, left hand window, you have again three options. You have your scripts. This is when you save a script, it will be saved, located here. So these are all saved scripts or saved pieces of code that I have done, and it's all located here, and it will automatically be located or um, saved within your Google Drive. Okay, yeah. So you have to have a Google Drive, and you have to have a Gmail account that's linked to this. So that will be linked to your Gmail account, and it will be linked to your Google Drive. So it's important to have that. And then, as I said, all your codes will be located on your left-hand side for ease of reference going forward. The docs, those are pre pre pieces of code that Google Earth Engine has already saved within the system. So if you press on any of these pieces of code, it will give you further options for you to either do calculations or to generate specific maps or images or whatever the case might be. So these are pre-coded options that Google Earth Engine has preloaded. Assets, this is particular if you have your own regions of interest. This is where you will load um, your shape files for your specific region. If you want to clip the image to your only for your area that you're interested in. But we're going to get to that. So assets, you can load new assets under new. Um, you load your shape files, and that will be then stored or saved in your assets, and you can simply just use the arrow here to upload that specific. But um, let's say I'm pressing on airport, then it will give you a little window which basically tells you or gives you a view of the area that you're interested. It will give you the features, properties, and you can import it into your code by using the import function here. Otherwise, you can just basically use the arrow function, and that image will be imported into your code as is. Let's just delete it. Okay, so your assets is basically vector files or shape files of your area of interest that you're interested in studying. Again, they will all be located here. And you can upload new shape files. You can also upload CSV files, raster files, etc., etc. So those are all abilities of Engine to upload your files. Docs, as I said, is pre-loaded code, pieces of code or ideas that you can reference for you to amend or to add to your code, and that's just to make the images a bit more fancy or for specific data that you're interested in, etc., etc. And then scripts are your projects, the pieces of code that you've developed to generate your images and to generate your underlying data. On your left-hand side, just below this particular window, you have your little hand, which, as I said, you can use to scroll or to move around within this map or satellite image. Then you have a little balloon there, which gives you a specific marker. If I press it on my map, let's just zoom in. I have pressed it there, and you'll see on your code window. If you press on that little arrow, you'll get the coordinates of that piece. The same is if you press it on the, let's see if I can do it exactly the same. On the inspector, you'll see it is very similar. Yeah, latitude are just different layouts, but yeah, it gives you the idea of the latitudes and the longitudes. I can delete that. If I just click on that little button, delete it, and it's gone. I can draw a line. Let's just go back to the hand and let's just include it there. As I said, I'm sitting here in it called Saldana. I can basically draw a little map or a little angle or a little polygon or whatever I want to draw, a straight line. I can draw a circle or whatever the case might be, and it will display the geometry um, there as well. I can delete it, just press on that delete button, and I can press it. Then, if I want to draw um, a shape, I can use that button, and I can draw a shape. Okay, and that's called a polygon, and I can again delete it if I want to. And I can draw a rectangle as well. So those are, if you want to draw specific areas or regions within your image. As I said, that will come out, will be then included in your scripts, in your code, and it will be called a specific variable. Now, in this case, this rectangle is called geometry. I can call it. I can delete that, and I can call it any. So let's say any name. Can give it any name. In my case, let's say I'm call it my region of interest. Okay, so that's indeed very possible as well. So it does take a little bit of time to get used to the Earth Engine and the layout and feel of the Earth Engine and the basic tools that are available in the Earth Engine, but it's nicely and neatly presented within the code editor overview page. And that's why I said familiarize with yourself with that. And as I said, the two major windows or major functions in the code editor that you will make use of is the datasets and the code editor. Those are the primary functions that we work with in the code editor. The layout is a standard layout. As I said, you can present it as a satellite or a map. And the main focus or the main working space of the Earth Engine is this middle window, and this is where you're going to code. And this will also be the focus of the next video, where we're going to look at basic coding for basic images. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did. Welcome. I appreciate you viewing it, and please remember to like, subscribe, and to share this video. And I look forward to having you on board for the next video.